Oh, hey. What's up? I'm Goth Ross, and here I am, back. Go back. Rewind. Scrooge. Hi, I'm Goth Ross the Third. I have to say that, and then you have to wait 3 seconds. And then we go into program, and here we are, very depressed. Have a canvas sitting right here in front of me. And I've already prepared it with all the sad colors I could figure out in time. Because tonight's episode is going to be all about, you know it, I'm just making sure you're there. Tonight's episode is all about not only being depressed and painting, but also just doing it just out on the fly. No reference, nothing, Just go for it. So what I've done here is I have a black canvas, because that's the same color as my heart. And then I've applied numerous dark blue colors and just a overall clear coat of a clear oil paint to make it all shiny and just a little less dreary from what you're used to. But anyways, it's just so glad to be back. I got fired by Bloodshed Deathbath because Night Mutilator was all mad about it, that I wasn't the real deal Goth Ross. And who really is anyways, you know what I mean? But to move on from that, what's scary is that anybody can be Goth Ross every now and then. You don't have to put a limit to it. If you want to be out there on the streets, Goth Rossing it down, then you should. So what I want to try to do is paint this whole thing as fast as possible, but also as amazing as I can, okay? So the way you start that, now that I have these base coats of stuff, this is still a little bit bright here, so before I finish, because I just got to this point, let's just give this a little push up so it doesn't just like kind of sit there and look weird. Now it can be like a wall or something of something. So if I leave it the way it is, it could be cool. So just go ahead and soften her up and just like let those colors just intermingle like you don't. I've been just very sick, so this is a very pleasant surprise to get out of the sickness and then get into here. I also have this this close-up view, see, and you can see, oh, it looks like that's canceled out. So let's make sure we can see this, because we need to. Can you see it? Is it even working anymore? Oh no. See, that's when it's a bummer, because now you can't even see this camera. This camera needs to be unplugged. This is a bad camera. And you need to get it out and see if it'll work now, maybe. Here, I'm going to let my camera do my talking. It's been that kind of week already, as we all know. Let me get out of here. Hold on. Maybe I'm not going to be able to have the close-up camera now because it all failed out. Hold on 1 second, if you don't mind. Pretend this part's not happening. This is the life of an artist, especially if you're producing your own thing, because you're scared. Let's see if I can even load it up. Or how does it work? How am I going to get this to load again? without having to close out of here. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. Pretty sure that's it. And it's still not working, huh? Let's see if I do this. 1 second. I know this is getting you freaky. Let's see if it'll work now, maybe. Okay, come on, get it. It's blurry now, so that's good news, I guess. But it didn't work. It still doesn't work for some reason. That's good when you start streaming and then it just doesn't work then. That's perfect. I love that. It's cool. It's a cool feature.
They better not touch that
You can see that. Okay, here we go. Try one more time, just for fun. See if we can get this thing to work or not. Maybe if you disconnect one more time. There I am. Let's see. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. Come on, if you're there, talk it through with me. Come on, camera. Let's get working here, you know? Doesn't seem like it wants to, though. That's a bummer. I was going to be really excited to be able to show you this new close-up camera. Anyways, let's get back to this camera. At least we can see in this camera what I'm doing, okay? You can see it. Here, I'll make it just a little there. See? That looks scary. Regardless, you're going to see something. Okay, so I still just kind of right here, softening the edges. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get rid of this. Hold on. Let me just turn that off so you get maximum view. This is what it's like to be Goth Ross nowadays with no camera people. So you just kind of do this. See? Look at that. And that's just so depressing, is when you do your own production and everybody didn't come over to help you. It gets really scary and lonely. Okay, so now I finally feel like I have a backdrop to remember. So what I do next is make sure that I clean the brush. And I do have a little pail that is full of brush cleaner. And it's super scary. It's super sad. Hold on 1 second. There, see, now it's open. Did that scare you when I came up like that? Look. I don't even know if you're there. I don't know if anybody's there. It doesn't matter. I just want to try to paint this in a certain amount of time. And that is a goal. So clean it off. You don't need to spray it around your room. Just have a bag or something. And then you don't have to do that anyways. And it's the same thing that you would have done the other way. Just remember that, okay? Because I always would take too long cleaning all this nonsense. And everybody would get sad. But anyways, I got my own little palette here. It's got a bunch of colors on there. I'm not going to explain it. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it. You can figure it out, okay? There's colors on there. You're going to get it on the canvas. It's going to have to turn into stuff. Otherwise, it's not going to look very realistic. Okay? So, the first thing you want to make sure is you like your background overall up there, you know, because you kind of like did that. And then you're going to want to take white. And you're going to want to put it on a fan brush. Okay? You're just going to want to. Trust me. It's scary. It's scary. I got a little crimson in there, but that's fine. Okay? So let's just keep it going. I'm just making sure it's super. See this? Do you see this? Look at that. Isn't that cool? Hi. So we're gonna see how far we can last for this one session. I don't think you have to have a certain amount of time that you do these things. Okay? So, and this one is going to be thought of on the fly, okay? That's the whole point of this one, is that we're just trying to figure out like what the heck is up out there. So then you got to figure out where would the weird sun be, and it would be like here. So then you just kind of like don't overwork it, just kind of do it. And just like let it be. Okay? And yeah. Now this is, I have no pre-planned on this one. This is going to be all on the fly. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Attitude. Okay? So you just kind of like let it kind of like do its thing, right? It's good if you kind of do it a couple times just so you kind of get a different texture in there, right? You're just kind of texturizing. You always have to start with the clouds or something, right? You just have to. Especially this day and age. Okay? So you're starting out with this background that you're all stoked about. Now what you do next is you want to soften that up. Okay, so I'm going to also clean this brush just to show you it's not as hard as it used to be. Especially if you have a brush like this, because you don't have to like beat it to death. Just got to get it cleaned. Okay, so there we go. Okay, is that fun? Now you just take your dry brush and you just soften it up. Okay, and you can kind of just figure out what you want to do with this. Okay, you just figure it out on the fly. Everybody has a different approach to this. I think doing a fluffy kind of pattern will get you a fluffier cloud. Maybe bring some of that over here. I'm just kind of lightly touching it. You can also do like little circles. Just trying to dull it down. And little circles are always good. Okay, it's getting a little scary up there. I gotta just keep going, okay? What do you guys think? What do you think? What kind of paintings have you been wanting to do? You gotta think about it for a while sometimes. Okay, we're trying to get this base layer of clouds. Like, you gotta just do it. And I'm sorry, I'm a little sniffly still. So get over it. And what's nice is since it's a wet canvas, you have time to just explore your boundaries. You know? Just go exploring. But it is sad still to think that this is what painting is. It's so boring. But it doesn't need to be boring. You can make it scary. And that's why I'm here, is I want to show you that you may have thought it was going to be boring before, but I'm just showing you that it can be scary now. And I am goth beyond belief. And I'm scary. And that's what's nerve-wracking about it all. But see, the more that you kind of like touch it, the more it mixes, and you can actually use a little white here and there and just kind of like fluff it in a couple spots. Just bring it in. Just gonna try to have just a couple spots that are fluffy. Like, what would be the first painting that you would think came from outer space? You know? You gotta think about that. I'm still just kind of like figuring out if this is worthwhile to mess with this cloud or not. And I think it is. There, that's looking good. What's nice about painting with oil in general is that you have time to think about it before you move on to the next layer that you have to do now. So you're just kind of layering back the insanity. So you're just layering it in, and you just have fun. But in a sad way. I don't want you to get too happy about this, because when it's all said and done, it's gonna be scary. Wonder if that other camera works. Let's look again. You want me to check? Oops, it's hot. Let's see if it's working. I don't think so. Still doesn't want to work. That's not very fair. Oh well, let's go back here again. This is the only view I can offer you. I hope it's entertaining enough for you, just because I'm such a badass. But I am not exactly like happy about it, you know? Like a lot of people would assume like I would be stoked or whatever. I'm not stoked. I'm not stoked. I never would be. I never shalt. I just said I looked cool, so I was like, you know when you think you look cool, and then you stop, and you hope that becomes the thumbnail, and then it doesn't pick it ever, and you're like, oh man, I guess that wasn't cool, was it? Well, that's what that moment was for me. So stop it. So anyways, now that I have this cloud cover, I just gotta decide if where it needs a little bit of softening cream. And then just getting in there and just making sure I do it now, because as soon as it dries, you can't do it anymore. So figure out what you want to fix it, and then don't think about it anymore. You know what I mean? A lot of painters know they have time to kind of get their backgrounds. Nobody is really like this other Ross character that I've seen. It's definitely scary to be a painter, but not too bad. Not too scary. Okay, so I'm pretty close to this up here, I guess. This is what I was thinking, okay? I'm just kind of thinking on the fly. Are you still there? Are you still engaged? Because I know that you probably thought Robert Smith was going to arrive. And boy, were you wrong. By the way, did you say hi to my little friend here? He's wonderful. Look at him. He is wonderful. He's always there. See him? And I also wanted to show you this. These are things that you need to be surrounded by if you're going to start doing your own goth paintings. Because you're not going to do goth paintings in some room with unicorns and princesses and like Dr. Wario on the walls. You got to start somewhere scary. See, I don't even know where the hell that was hanging. I'm getting rid of that. What a mess. Anyways, let's get back to this. Because what I wanted to do next is simply stunning. And not only that, but it's also a miracle. Because it's just a miracle that I'm back here. I thought I was fired. I totally thought I was fired. Oopsie doopsiers. Let's see, where did I drop? Let me just pick up a little bit. Okay. Just a couple little doohickeys from the cleaner. Oh, there's a couple more. Look at that. There's yet another. Okay, hold on. Let's get these back in there. They're supposed to be in there, not out on the floors. Okay, so I think I got all of those. But I'm Goth Ross. Do you have any questions before I move on to the next step? I'm trying to just get the majority of this done in one go. You got to think about this background before you do anything. So I have to do the bottom part. So what I want that to look like is weird. So I think what I'm going to do is this. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the yellow. Okay. And a little bit of ochre. Just a little. Not too much of the ochre, but just a little bit. And then this is where it's going to be a weird painting. And I apologize. But if you like kind of come down here, I just want it to be haunted looking, but not too like interpretive. Like, what is this? What could it be? Is it a reflection? Like, who knows? You just gotta do it and just live the moment and not know what it is that you did. And don't go too high, because then you screw everything up. That was a very close call there, Charlie. And, you know, it's just not safe in these districts. Have you guys been watching anything scary to get ready for the season? Because I'm telling you what, it is going to be a season to be believing. See, I'm just kind of like giving it a swirly bird. Look at that. Just giving it an old swirly bird. Look at those. So now it is kind of like a weird watery illusion or something weird's going down. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So I want to kind of go up a little bit too still here though, because I feel it needs it in this one spot at least. It's like it's coming out of something. Just kind of freaky. But this is just a background, you know. I haven't gotten to the main. I don't even know what this is yet. It's going to be weird, okay? But that's the next step. Thanks for the nights. Thanks for the nights. I'm going to lift this up for a second so I can get the bottom. Sometimes you just got to do that so you can make sure the bottom has its stuff going down. I'm really seriously just wanting to let that idea just come out of there, paint it, and get on down the road. You know? There's plenty of other scary, sad stuff to like right now. You don't need to hinder yourself by one. Okay, let's put it back the way it was now. There. Okay, now I'm not worried about it falling as I was just a second ago. Okay, this is kind of like those ghostly vibes. Having some fun. Okay, but this is still just the background once again. Okay, don't be getting too loose. Don't be getting me no getting too loose on me now. Okay. Now, what do you guys think is scary these days? Send them in your postcard comments. See how I'm cleaning? I just wanted you to see it this time. Now you can see. See what it's like? Can you feel it? Not fun. Are you wondering what the next step could potentially be in this fabulous world? Or what do you think? Write them down in your journals. Okay, see, that's pretty clean now. And, you know, like, once again, just get your bag and do that in there. And it doesn't get everywhere. And it does the same thing. You still need to, like, hit it once with some paper towels to get out some of those colors that are still probably in there. And you may need to clean it a second time. That's why, like, the bigger brushes are definitely the hardest to clean because there's that many more bristles. Okay, here we go. You ready? Count me down. 5. Oh. Okay. Here we go. We're back. I'm Goth Ross the Third. Thank you for joining in this onslaught of visual splendor. Tonight, we wonder what could be the next thing on this painting of death. And I'll show you. I'll show you, all right. I'll show you exactly what it is that comes next. Right now. Live. Thanks to Bloodshed Death Bath Productions, who not only make the best films in all of Hollywood, but also in all of the outer sections of Hollywood, like on the summer side. And what's nice about it is that it's so gloomy right now. And that's what's inspiring me to do this. So thank you, Bloodshed Death Bath, for the opportunity to be back in the saddle again for a little bit until somebody else finds out that I stole their copyright and then have to start over again. So anyways, get some red because that's just the color that represents blood. So get some of that. Put just a little bit of crimson in with it and let it just be marbleized. You know, you just want to put just a little bit more, let it marbleize itself about, and don't over mix it. Okay? Now you gotta make sure you only have a bead of it, but it doesn't really matter at this point. What you're trying to do at this point in time is figure out what is it that you're painting exactly. So what I want to do is I want to paint. So you have like this scary old. It's just a scary old scary place. And you can have it. Right now it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to get some scariness in it. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I just want to kind of figure out like what is the shape of it. I always tend to go with something that's very similar to a Mount Evans-esque sort of vibe. So you just kind of like bring her on down the rosies and paint this in. Okay, hold on. I'm still painting. Just leave me alone. I haven't figured it out yet. You don't have to worry about this stuff yet. It's good to start shaping it like you would with real blood, but you don't have to. Okay, so we just want to kind of come in here, do a little painting, you know. We just wanted to come on in and do a little painting. So here we are doing just that. Let's again let it be a little. It's good to have a little marbly vibe because then you have not just the one color in there. And trust me, this is just base layer. Don't worry. You don't have to be scary. I know you're like, what in the hell are you painting here? This looks terrible. And you're right, it does. It does look terrible. And that's why I'm doing it. Because it's fun when things don't look good. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what is this thing all about, right? Kind of put up a little bit over there. Okay, so you just don't want to overdo your dipsies. Okay, we need to just have fun. So count me up. We're just going to have fun on the count of 2. Okay, ready? You have to count it down because I can't, because I'm too engrossed in this feeling in my heart. Don't forget to get the side a little bit so there's some paint over there. Okay, so I'm just kind of bringing it all together now. So hold on. I'm not done yet. Never said I was. Did I? No. Okay, just kind of giving it a little bit of a, just a little bit of a Christmas miracle. I hope you've been counting your blessings. Okay, so this is going to be like, you're like sort of closer to this. And this is just the base layer, okay? Don't start getting all flustery on me. Like telling me that this ain't no Christmas miracle. Because you know it is. You know damn right. This is the premier Christmas miracle for goths in the entire land. Painting like super bloody like mountains, you know, like just like letting go. Just gotta like keep going with it. Hold on, I'm not done yet. I gotta get this edge right. Because I was looking at that and I thought, okay, could look better on the edge. And, okay. Same with this. So you just keep painting away, painting manning, and you just kind of like think about something scary. That's my one piece of advice, is that you think of scary stuff at all moments of the day. Now, like I said, I didn't have a real plan with this, but you'll see, you can still ruin children's lives with these kinds of paintings with not too much to have to be afraid about. Okay, hold on. Okay. And what I like about